Hey everybody, I recorded a video earlier showing that, I got this new game that just came out, Zombicide, which I was really excited about, and I was going to do, like I said, I was going to do, a formal unboxing video where I take you through all the bits and pieces that are inside the game and show you ooh and ah as we unwrap stuff. Then I thought about it and was like, you know what? There are at least 10 other people out there doing the exact same thing, plus pictures, plus they have their website that shows you everything that comes with it, plus the Kickstarter was like just insanely successful. I think it was $800,000 worth of sales. So why bother? I mean, let's face it. If you don't know about the game or can't find a way to find out what's in the game, you're not going to. So me showing you what's in the box really doesn't matter. So rather than show off that, we're going to show off this. And I'm going to bring the camera in and see if we can lock this down. Okay, there we go. For those of you that have gone through some of the unboxing and seen some of the other videos, Zombicide is a miniatures board game that comes with a bunch of miniatures, various accessories, all different shapes and sizes and colors. But one thing it also includes are tokens, all different kinds of tokens. And I'm going to try and bring some of these out for you from the actual official ones. And then we'll go into the ones that I did. All the tokens that it comes with are paper. And I personally am not a big fan of paper tokens. I love them from a price point of view. But over time, they wear out. They get lost, you need replacements, those sorts of things. So I figured I'd do something a little bit more durable. So rather than dealing with their tokens, and I'm going to see if I can lay some of these out. I'll lay some of these out and then I'll tilt the camera so you can see what the various ones are. Yeah, those look pretty good. Show a few of these, because they're... I'll just go over the ones that are in this set, why not? So there are more. Alright, let's see what other ones we have hiding in here. Ah, there we go. That's a good one to show off. We'll turn it the right way. I'll tilt the camera down and show you those. So these are what the official tokens look like. And they're not bad. I mean, this is a pretty heavyweight cardstock. I mean, you're talking just under 1/8 of an inch thick. So this is some pretty durable stuff. They're in full color, so this would be one of the doors. And I'll try and see if that's in focus. It's hard to tell. So you've got the door open, and then the door closed, or the door smashed, I should say, because there are no keys in the game. The only way to get in is basically breaking the doors down. But so you have doors, and you've got different colors. So it's like this would be a green door. You can see the little green thing on it. You have objective marker tokens, which are nice red X ones. Sound marker, this little ear symbol with a lightning bolt. The first player one, which is, like just a zombie face, and try and tilt that so the light doesn't catch too much of it. Zombie spawning zones, and they come in like 2 different colors because you actually have 2 different types of zombies and different places for them to spawn from. You actually have several of them. And of course, the ever popular and most important exit, which is, your goal that you're trying to get your players to. So, we've got all of those, and I said, well, let's expand on those. So I did my own set of them, and I'm going to try and hopefully this camera will work, and I'm probably going to have to move stuff around for it to do it. But what I ended up doing was basically taking their token set. There is one more token, by the way, in the official set, which is a car, which I'm not mimicking yet. But who knows? We'll see how this goes, and I may actually add that one in as one of the choices. But this is the set that I came up with. So, I've got, and I'm going to try and pick these up one by one and bring them up here, and hopefully this will come in focus. Got a lot of light, so I gotta... There we go, we'll see that. We have our first player one, which is a zombie, and actually I think I'll give you guys a link after this is over to some still shots so you can see some close-ups of these, because a lot of the detail unfortunately does get washed out with the lights in the camera. But this would be your first player token. I've got a noise token, which is a little hard to see, but what that is a guy screaming. Kind of cool. your generic objective marker, which is actually a transparent X. I also have, like, because there are green and blue ones in the set, so I did one that's labeled blue and another one that's labeled green, and then I added a third one, which is just the reversed X. So if you wanted to expand on the game, have specialty markers, those sorts of things, you can. Just gives you a few more options. Oops, and things are falling over. Put these back. Gotta love when stuff falls. Of course, the exit. So I did the exit sign one. Oops, there we go. So you've got a nice exit, and it is fully engraved, so you've got a nice, easy to see. Two different types of spawning point. So I'll show you the dark version. So the dark version, and then there's a light version to match up with the normal red spawning point that you'd have in the game and the blue spawning point. So you have both of those. And we will put these back. Of course we have doors, because you can't have doors, I mean you can't have a zombie game without doors, and I've included, and I'll try and, so you can see that that says green on there. There are also another one that says red, or blue rather, for the game the same way. The doors actually can fit, I did the slots on the doors so they fit either direction, so you can do them like that, or depending on what you want to do, you can either do them one way, or, now get this one off of here, you can turn them the other way to say that the door has been opened. So you have closed door would be that way, and an open door would be this way. So it gives you a little more variety, something a little different. And there's a nice simple pattern door. Probably the biggest thing though is, because the game does have cards, is the card box. Now I'm going to move this other stuff out of the way and I'll show you the card box. The card box I think is probably the best part of it. So basic box, and the box is, you notice that the box is kind of small compared to what a normal card is. That's because the cards that they're using are small. They're about business card size. This would be the card box. So I've got this wonderful engraved head and beware of zombies on it. If you open the box up, I'm going to turn it around, you'll notice that there are two little dividers, zombie crossing and then little hand. What these dividers are in there for is for the cards themselves. Actually, before I put that down, so you've got cards, and I put a little hole in the bottom of each of the, try and get this in frame, there's a hole in the bottom of each one to make it easier to get the cards out. So you've got the cards, and there's actually enough space that as they do expansions, you can still add cards to it. But what I did with the little dividers, and let me tilt this down a little so you can see it. There we go. What the dividers allow you to do is you put them in like this, and now you don't have to worry about the cards being as difficult to get out. You don't worry about the cards sliding over your table. They just sit in. Makes it really easy to draw the cards, so you're not having to worry about them. You just pick them straight up, pull out your cards, and so this one, for example, would be plenty of ammo. Place the cards back at the back, or you could even place them, if you wanted to, you could place them behind the little divider. So it just makes it a lot easier when you're playing the game, that you don't have to worry about fighting with the cards. It's just that much easier. As I mentioned, there is enough space that you could add additional cards. Just right now, I mean, it's a pretty short stack. But what I did when I did them, toss these back in here. Alright, toss these back in here and get them down there flat. You can see that there's quite a bit of space. I mean, I've got a good inch of space, of just dead space, that I could add more cards. So as they come up with expansions, I could add more cards, which is nice, because then you're not worrying about having to keep the cards in a specific thing, or having, like multiple sets of cards. If you've ever played like Munchkin and have started to buy any of the expansion sets for that, or if you're like me and bought all of them for it, there are a lot of cards and it's kind of a pain to store them. They did a set similar, which gave you a box that was large enough to add more. This is kind of that same setup. So it's pretty neat. Put that back on there. And it's a nice, simple box. Keeps everything together. You don't have to worry about it. So, that's really it for the Zombicide set. In the set, bring this back around, you get, oops, there we go. You get all the pieces for the game. So all of the tokens that are in the game, you get that same amount, and in some cases more. So like things like the sound tokens and the objective marker tokens, I've included extra in. So that way you have plenty of them for the game. I mean, if you're playing a big game, one thing you can run into is running out of tokens and that kind of thing. This way you don't have to worry about it. You've got a full set of them and plenty of them in there. So that's really it for now, guys. If you've got any questions, go ahead and check out the links below, as well as be a little bit of, probably a little bit of text underneath this, depending on how I upload it. That'll have a link to the photos as well as the blog post I'm doing about this, which will have all the details of if you wanted to get a set and those sorts of things. Anyway, that's really it for now. Take it easy, guys.